Heyo! Hi hi! So, video one, unless technically the me talking about starting this little series was video one. In that case, then this would be video two. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, the video one, two. Yes. Okay. Hi hi. So I have like an interesting question. This kind of pops up like quite a bit around me. I've been finding throughout like recent years. So just random thoughts with old Dragon Bloom. How you doing? So what's some of your opinions on like, friendship? And now what I mean specifically is there's something that here's my personal belief, right? And it seems to be something I just keep noticing over the years as I keep getting older. I ain't no spring chicken no more. You notice how friendships change as we get older. Like, friendship itself, like what it looks like and how it works, right? Now, I feel like everybody knows this, but I've run into a few people that I don't think, wrap their minds around this side of friendships. Like, like as we get older, like, let me put it in more a simple way. I'm rambling. So, for example, friendships as a teenager don't act or behave like friendships as an adult. And it is in large part due with like, just not having time for things as what we used to. Like, you'd go to school and you would like see your friends all the time, and with internet culture, and how it is, people are kind of connecting to one another like all the time online and this and that, and that seems nice and all, and in a way it is lovely that you can connect with like friends pretty instantaneously when you're both free and feeling up to it. But that's like the thing though, right? Is like, I don't know, I think about my elders, specifically in this case my grandma Dragon. Like, she's absolutely loved and adored by our little community. She used to, there's all kinds of stories I could go on about, like my grandmama and how real sweet and awesome grandmama Dragon is. But something I noticed is with my family and neighbors and friends and older cousins and stuff, is as they got older, sure, they had a lot of friends in their youth, and they still do have those friends, but they spend less and less time with those friends. And I think about like the natural change that occurs when human beings, when we're interacting with one another. Like I feel like friendship naturally changes as you get older. You're not around your friends as often anymore, and that's not like a bad thing or nothing either. I just think it's like the natural, there's like this natural shift in how we all socialize with one another as we get older. Like, for example, I mentioned my grandmother and a few other, people that I know who are much older than me. Although they do have friends, they typically don't spend almost no time with them most of the time. Like, they'll see them, maybe twice a month or something, and some of them not even that much. Some of them will only see, like maybe a few times a year, but it's great though. Like, it's like nothing changed. And I think that's the sign of like a really healthy friendship, is when you haven't seen a good friend in a few years, and then when you two randomly finally meet up, even though it's been a long time, that it feels like no time has passed at all, really. Even though you're both chatting and catching up and you're sharing all the stories of what happened throughout your life during those years, y'all still just, just feel just as close and as friendly towards one another as ever. I think that's a good sign of like a healthy friendship. I'll admit, one of the things that like prompts this like thought and like this discussion around this topic is I do have some friends that tend to get a little bothered if you know, you don't hang out with them or talk to them for like a week or something, you know, and you know, they're I think what it is that the majority of them, now this isn't true for everyone, but I think what it is the majority of them, they're young adults, you know, they're like in their, you know, they're young, they're like mid-20s, you know, and you know, they're good people, but I think they're still trying to adjust to the shift in like how things change, how the social dynamics change from being teenagers to being young adults and then to being like middle-aged adults. And I think it keeps changing. I don't think it's something that like will constantly stay the same throughout life. And I think of course it's going to be different for different people and, you know, different cultures, like where you live and whatnot. Maybe you just live like right next to like your best bud, you know, and you literally see each other every time you get up in the morning, go to work. You know, so it is going to vary and be different from person to person. But look, I guess this is also, let me go over here to you. I guess this is also me just wanting to reassure like a lot of you out there who have like anxiety about like your friends not being around you a lot. Like, look, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean your friends don't like being around you. Your friends still adore you, trust me. As long as you're good to them, you know, and whatnot. But make sure you're taking care of yourself too. Be responsible. But, you know, don't get too heavy into the self-sacrifice, brothers. You gotta take care of yourself. But, you know, be kind to people. But like, look, I'm just saying, if any of you struggle with like anxiety or negative feelings because your friends aren't hanging out with you every week or every few days or something, it's okay. It's okay. Your friends still adore you. And they'll be really happy when they do get to see you again, no matter how much time passes, okay? It's okay. You're gonna be alright. You and your buddies, you're gonna be okay. But you gotta make sure you're making time for your personal life in terms of like, you know, making sure that your physical and mental health is in order and making sure you're financially okay too. And all this stuff takes a lot of time, you know, and it can put a lot of stress and strain on people. Both you and your friends included. And sometimes people, you do got to make sure you make some time for yourself too, and your friends need to have that time for themselves as well. I know life makes it difficult to have much like alone time, but I digress. I've just noticed like there, you know, as I keep getting older, I see that there's, you know, like social interaction and a lot, and this is probably like super like, for most of us out there, I think, for most of us older folks, I think, you know, we already figured that out, you know, or some of us haven't though. I ran into a few people around my age who still struggle with that kind of like anxiety about their friends not being around as much as what they used to be. But you know, I just want to tell you that you're okay, like you're fine. Just because your friends aren't around you or hanging out with you like every day, or you know, going on walks with you every day, or they're not, you know, coming over your house to visit every few days, or just because you're not playing games together online all the time and whatnot anymore, that doesn't mean that your friends don't like you. You're okay. Just life happens and life changes, you know, and I do believe there is this natural shift in social dynamics as we age, and it's not a bad thing. It's not something for you to worry about. Your friends will be absolutely delighted when they do get to see you again. You know, as long as you know you're not a jerk. Don't be a jerk. But yeah. But yeah, what's some of like the social changes that you've come to realize as you get older? You know, like with friendships, family, whatever, really. Yeah. Anyway, just a little video I wanted to throw out there and whatnot. You know, just sharing some thoughts and feelings. And again, you're gonna be all right. Okay, well, I've probably been overdoing it with the talking. I need to rest my throat. So, you have a lovely day out there. Again, you're gonna be okay. And you can try and make plans with your friends, but like, you know, don't let it get to you if those plans don't work out. Life is constantly busy and complicated, you know, and eventually you will get to see them again. Maybe longer than what you'd like, but eventually. Just take care of yourself in the meantime. Okay? Okay. Alright. Well, thanks for listening to my random little ramble and whatnot about friendship and social dynamics as they change as we get older. Take care of yourselves out there. Till next time. Bye-bye. Ein Whoosh.